For our children's sermon today, I'd like to talk to you about the cross. Jesus talks about taking up your cross and following him. Now, we use the cross a lot in our church to kind of be a pretty symbol. I put it on the vestments. It's on our altars. We have crosses in the stained glass window. There are crosses everywhere. And sometimes we just think of the cross as kind of a nice decoration. But when Jesus' first hearers heard about the cross, they didn't think that at all. What they pictured in their mind was the cross that people were hung on when the Romans really wanted to kill them, and kill them in a really bad and ugly way. So sometimes we have crosses in our church that remind us of that. So this cross is one of the crosses we have here in our church. It's our processional cross, and it shows the body of Jesus dying on the cross. That was what the cross was for in Jesus' day. It was where the Romans put people when they really, really hated them. And people thought, this is the worst possible thing that could happen. This is the worst possible place to be. This is the worst possible situation. That's what people thought about when Jesus talked about the cross. So, why would Jesus talk about the cross? It wasn't something people wanted to think about. But maybe one of the reasons that Jesus went to the cross and talked about the cross was to remind people that since they thought this was the most horrible, terrible place and most horrible, terrible situation, and Jesus went there, that there would be no situation, no thing in their life that was so horrible, so terrible, so bad, that Jesus wouldn't be there with them. Jesus promised that no matter what happened to people, no matter what happens to us, Jesus will always be there with us. We never have to go it alone. And you know, the thing is, the cross is not where the story of Jesus ended. Jesus rose from the dead 3 days later. God did not let the horrible, terrible situation be the end. And that means for us, whatever bad situation we find ourselves in, because sometimes we find ourselves in some pretty bad situations, that's not only a place where God's going to be with us, but that's also a reminder that Jesus will not let the bad situation go on forever, that Jesus will not abandon us in that bad situation, and that God promises to bring us out of the worst possible situation we can think of. And that is really why we have crosses in our churches. Maybe you have a cross in your home. Maybe you see crosses in other places. People wear crosses as pieces of jewelry. All the time, whether the cross has a body of Jesus on it or not, it's to remind us of that fact, that Jesus is with us no matter what, and that even in really bad situations, Jesus promises that God will not leave us there. Thank you very much for listening.